Hey, what is happening, guys? What's going on? Good morning. My name's Johnny. You have tuned into Rules for Rebels, and today we're talking about the crazy day in cryptocurrency we had yesterday. Coinbase slash GDAX did this like super slick ninja release of Bitcoin Cash. A lot of people are understandably kind of pissed off about it. There's a lot of allegations about insider trading on Twitter and Reddit and Telegram and Slack and all those things. And it actually, the CEO of Coinbase, I guess there was so much backlash. You know, a lot of times companies might kind of like ignore that. The CEO of Coinbase actually said he's going to launch an investigation into insider trading of either employees or contractors. I don't really think that's going to get anywhere, nor do I think there's really anything that, I don't think anybody can get in trouble. Right now, cryptocurrency, because it's so young and unregulated, there's really no laws regarding insider trading. That's why we see like pump and dump groups pumping up small cap altcoins and then, dumping it, getting everybody in and leaving all the bag holders. So yeah, I mean, it really is the Wild West right now. I don't think there's anything legally wrong with what they did. Maybe like ethically wrong, morally wrong. A lot of people are calling for a boycott or a ban of Coinbase. I'll tell you what, it's super, super early here, in Chicago. I'm only kind of half awake. I haven't really had a ton of time to really digest all this info. People kind of jokingly say if you take a week off or a couple of days off in the crypto world, you are like completely out of the loop. And I'll even take that even further. You take an hour or two off of the crypto world and you're left behind. So yesterday, I did an interview. I'm going to be posting it on the channel within the next few days here. Basically, I did an interview with a buddy of mine who's in a program called Praxis, which is like kind of an alternative to college. Rather than going to school for 4 years and getting tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, this program is a 1 year long, 6-month boot camp, 6-month internship with like tech companies, startups, Bitcoin companies. And when you come out of it, you're actually making money halfway through the program working for somebody. So when you come out of it, you're actually up money instead of being down money and having student loans. Really, really interesting. It's almost like a trade school for entrepreneurs type deal. Really interesting thing. I know I have a lot of like younger viewers who maybe are getting ready to go to college, maybe are in college, maybe are in between, taking a break from college. So I thought that might be of interest to a lot of you guys. So stay tuned. That video is going to be posted in a couple days. The reason I mention it is yesterday I got home from the office. I got my little setup. I had to kind of set up a little studio with my umbrella lights and audio and video and everything. And I actually also made a video about that. I'm going to be posting it. Basically, like kind of how to have like a whole little interview set up for like under $100, $150. You don't have to have all these fancy DSLRs and everything. So anyhow, I will be posting those two videos. But that's what I was doing yesterday when I got home. Then I had the actual interview. And as soon as we wrapped up, the interview lasted 45 minutes, maybe an hour. As soon as we wrapped up, I checked my phone. I got text messages from my buddy. Bitcoin Cash, $16,000. Bitcoin Cash, $9,000. Bitcoin Cash been added to Coinbase. Like, what the heck's going on? So initially, Coinbase had said they were going to release Bitcoin Cash to people January 2nd. Now, for anybody who doesn't know why or what's going on, I see some people like on Reddit like, hey, I got a bunch of Bitcoin Cash in my account. I never bought this. Like, I never traded anything for it. Where did this come from? So apparently a lot of people are like way out of the loop. But back on August 1st, actually, I should say prior to August 1st, Coinbase told everybody, we're not going to give you guys out your Bitcoin Cash. If you want it, move your coins off of our platform. A lot of people either didn't bother to do it, or didn't know how to, or were too lazy to, or waited till the last minute and then couldn't move them off because of all the volume. So a lot of people wound up with their coins stuck on there. I would guess that it's mostly like people who were new users at the time who didn't have hardware wallets, who didn't know how to set up their own wallet and control their own keys. But anyhow, all those people really whined and complained, and then Coinbase finally caved and was like, fine, we'll give you your Bitcoin Cash after the first of the year. Now, it actually kind of worked out better for them because a lot of people like myself dumped our Bitcoin Cash at maybe $300, $500, $600. And the people who are kind of forced to hold on to it, because they didn't even have the ability to sell it, had no choice but to hold it. And, now the price is at $2,000 or $3,000 or $3,800 or whatever it is. Anyhow, Coinbase had initially announced that January 2nd they were going to release it. And it's kind of funny. I was actually meaning to make a video yesterday, kind of with my prediction of how the whole Bitcoin Cash would roll out. And also what my perfect scenario is Coinbase, because Coinbase never said we're going to 100% trade Bitcoin Cash. They said we're going to issue it on January 1st or January 2nd. I think a lot of people speculated that, like, look, if you're going to issue it, you're probably going to trade it as well. So the perfect storm in my mind was going to be January 1st, January 2nd, Bitcoin Cash gets released, but doesn't start trading immediately. There's a big dump of everybody dumping their free money to either buy real Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin, or to go into altcoins or to take cash. And then when all those people dump and the price dives, I was thinking if it dove enough, I might consider getting in. And then I was hoping a couple days later, a week later, Coinbase announces, hey, we will be trading it. And then you see the surge. And I was kind of questioning what would happen. Like, one of two things were going to play out. Either all this free Bitcoin Cash that people haven't had access to now gets dumped is one scenario and the price goes down. The other scenario is we have all these new people to crypto who only know how to use Coinbase and don't know how to transfer their money over to Bittrex or Poloniex or Binance or whatever else. And all these people see a new coin on Coinbase or GDAX, and they can finally buy another altcoin because it's been years since Coinbase added anything else, right? Ethereum and Litecoin have been on for a while, but you only have those three choices. So I thought the other scenario was everyone's like, hey, here's my first chance to buy a new altcoin that I wasn't able to buy before, and money floods into it, and it drives the price up. So I thought it was kind of shitty that Coinbase tells us one thing, tells us one date, and then, like, what is it? I don't know, probably about a month early, kind of ninja releases it. And I'm sure, obviously, some people saw this coming about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. Coinbase added Bitcoin Cash to the API. So if anybody doesn't know what an API is, if you use something like cointracking.info or Bitcoin Tax, you can get your API keys, and your API keys will basically, like, transmit data to, you know, an app that you're building or a third-party software that you're using. So Coinbase added Bitcoin Cash functionality to the API, and a lot of people kind of said that signals that they're going to be trading it. One other thing just to kind of mention, with Bitcoin Gold, initially Bittrex said something similar. They said, we're going to pass out Bitcoin Gold to all of you guys, but we're not going to trade it on our platform. So basically what was going to happen under that scenario is Bitcoin Gold is released to you, but you have to send it off somewhere else. They're not going to trade it. Well, they did wind up trading it after they passed it out. And we saw kind of a similar thing happen with Bitcoin Cash. But a lot of people are saying Coinbase employees, friends and family got told about this. They wound up buying Bitcoin Cash leading up to this announcement, knowing that it was going to go up in price. And while it's technically not insider trading as far as I can tell, well, I don't think it was illegal. It is kind of a shitty move if that's true and if that wound up happening. I doubt we'll get any definitive proof that's what happened, but it is kind of weird that, like, Bitcoin Cash runs up in value and then Coinbase does this sneak release. And also, unless every Coinbase employee is the most ethical person in the world, I have a feeling that people probably did do some insider stuff to profit off this. And I'll be honest, like, if I worked for Coinbase and I had knowledge of this, you better believe I'm going to tell the people closest to me, hey, we're going to be doing Bitcoin Cash. It's going to surge in value. Go buy some. So probably a couple people who are the closest to me, I would tell them exactly what was happening so that they would have the confidence to go in heavy. And probably even some of my friends who I might not tell exactly what I know, I might be like, hey, buddy, you know I work for Coinbase, right? Buy Bitcoin Cash, you know, and just kind of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge type thing. And, you know, you'd have to be naive to think that at least some Coinbase employees didn't do this. The CEO of Coinbase says, oh, we take this very seriously. We told everybody not to trade in Bitcoin Cash. But really, how do you control that? This isn't like the stock market where there's actually laws regarding this and where you can actually kind of track what people are doing. I think in the stock market, I think you may even have to, like, disclose to your broker if you're involved in certain companies and things like that. Again, crypto is the Wild West. And there's decentralized exchanges. A lot of exchanges, you don't have to give them your name, your number, your address, your social. So you can trade pretty anonymously. You could also have your brother or sister or roommate or best friend trade for you. So to think that Coinbase employees weren't trading off this information is kind of naive. It's also kind of scary that a company like Coinbase is so big that they have this kind of effect over the market. And I think I was actually meaning to make a video about this a couple weeks back, and I don't think I ever made it, but exchanges are the biggest danger to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency out there. You know, people talk about, hard forks and government intervention. Exchanges are the weak link in the cryptocurrency world, and I'll tell you why. 2 reasons. Because if the government were to regulate, the government can't do anything about Bitcoin. They can't seize Bitcoin from anybody. They can't shut Bitcoin down. But what they can do is shut down the exchanges and then nobody's, your Bitcoin is no longer liquid. And that would definitely tank the price of Bitcoin and all cryptocurrencies. So that's one way that the exchanges are a weak link. The other reason exchanges are a weak link is because we don't have enough of them. So back when Mt. Gox got hacked, the reason it had such a huge impact on the Bitcoin price and the cryptocurrency world is because like 90% of people were trading on Mt. Gox. So it wasn't just one exchange got hacked. It was basically the entire Bitcoin community got hacked. Now, it's a little bit better now, right? We have, I think Kraken deals with fiat or dollars. We have Coinbase and GDAX, who's probably the biggest one. We have Gemini, so now we do have another big player in the space. We have some sites like CoinMama and things like that, but Coinbase definitely has too big of a footprint, too much influence over the industry. And kind of the example I would give is if some crazy stuff happened with like Schwab or E-Trade or Scottrade, it's not going to tank the whole stock market because it's only a small percentage in the grand scheme of things, a small percentage of traders. There's so many brokerages that everybody's spread out. However, in the cryptocurrency world, I don't know what it is percentage-wise, but probably well over 50% of people use Coinbase GDAX. So if something happens with Coinbase GDAX, or if Coinbase GDAX makes some decision, it sends huge waves and affects almost everybody in the cryptocurrency world. Even people who don't primarily use Coinbase probably at the very least have a Coinbase account. So it's kind of scary that one company can essentially determine the success or failure of a cryptocurrency. Like back during SegWit 2, I think Coinbase probably could have decided if SegWit 2 happens or doesn't happen. Back during Bitcoin Cash, Coinbase decided not to initially support it. But again, that's kind of another scenario. I'm not a big fan of Bitcoin Cash, but that's another scenario where Coinbase's decision can literally make or break a coin. And I noticed a lot of people are annoyed now that like when you log into Coinbase, there's like a big Bitcoin Cash logo right in your face. So anyhow, just to kind of share my experience. So I get off the interview last night. I see all this stuff. I'm like, freaking out, need to make a quick decision. I'm like, do I need to buy some Bitcoin Cash to kind of hedge myself? I saw the price at 9,500. A buddy of mine told me briefly it even had like a little candlestick up to like 16,000. I was like, what the heck's going on? Like, is a flippening happening? So I actually wound up selling off some Monero and a few other altcoins that I was up money on and buying some Bitcoin Cash, which I've never bought Bitcoin Cash before. Not a fan, I should say Bcash, whatever. Not a supporter of it, not a huge fan of it, but I'm not stupid. I want to, hedge myself in case there is like a flippening or something crazy, which I don't think is going to happen. But yeah, it was just like, I found out about everything so quick. The exchange went live, then it shut down. I mean, was that so that Coinbase employees could all dump their stuff at a high price and then they shut it down after that? As far as I can tell, even as of this morning, that price is still stuck at like 9,500. I don't even know if they're actively trading Bitcoin Cash. But yeah, this whole thing was nutty. Like I said, I was meaning to make a video yesterday kind of speculating on what the whole Bitcoin Cash situation on January 2nd was going to do. And then before I can even make the video, this happens and goes live. But yeah, I thought it was really weird, just like the timing of Coinbase doing this. I mean, obviously they're a private company. They can do whatever they want, but it just seems really, really kind of wonky. And it just one other kind of commentary I had on this whole thing is, I'm a little bit annoyed by this situation as well. It seems kind of goofy. Something seems kind of funny. But I see a lot of people like, the government needs to investigate this, or we need to all boycott Coinbase, all this other stuff. And I know I shouldn't lump everybody into the same category, but I see a lot of people on like Reddit and social media and even comments on my videos and stuff. And people are like, screw the government, fuck them. We're not paying them taxes. And like, the government should stay out of our lives. But then when something like this happens, they want to cry about how the government needs to get a step. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Either you want freedom and kind of less government intrusion, and with that kind of comes you're swimming with the sharks. Only the strong survive. Every man out for himself. And you really have to stay on top of your investments and basically have some personal responsibility. If you want the government to regulate everything, you're going to lose freedom, but then you have somebody to hold your hand and keep you safe from things like this happening. But I guess my point is, don't be all libertarian, cryptocurrencies, we don't need banks, we don't need governments, and then go running and crying for government when something like this happens. So it'll be really interesting to see how things kind of shake out in the next few days here. Like I said, I'm still kind of digesting this whole thing, so I didn't even really know what I was going to say in this video. But yeah, really crazy stuff. It's been really kind of a crazy week in crypto to begin with. I think Ethereum this week hit an all-time high. Litecoin's had kind of a kind of crazy past week or two. I was holding SafeX, which got delisted from Bittrex, and then also Cryptopia. So I have a coin that I'm like sitting on that I can't even sell. And I was actually going to make a video about this too. So on Reddit, because there's essentially no market for it. I mean, if you go on coinmarketcap.com, SafeX literally has a question mark next to it. There's no exchange, so it can't set a price. And I see on Reddit, there's people, I got 50,000 SafeX, I got 30,000 SafeX, and they're willing to sell them for like a penny, 2 pennies, 3 pennies, when like literally 2 days ago it was trading at what, like 30 to 50 cents. So I was almost thinking about taking a chance, rolling a dice, throwing like $100 at somebody on Reddit, maybe getting 10,000 SafeX. They think SafeX is done. I'd be willing to risk $100 that if at least one other exchange picks them up, the price is going to skyrocket and it could be a great opportunity to make some money. So very high risk. I might just be throwing $100 away. But if SafeX comes back online or gets picked up by another exchange, it could be very profitable. But yeah, got a few more videos I'm going to make in the coming days. Thank you for watching this one. Let me know what you guys think about this situation. Like, is this shady by Coinbase? Should Coinbase have waited until January 2nd like they initially said they would? Were you kind of expecting this because of the whole API thing? Like I said, I'm still kind of trying to digest this. I'm still kind of in the dark by this. So fill me in. Anything I left out, anything you feel is noteworthy, drop it in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.